Hi, welcome to another movie recap. We're going to be reviewing Scent of a Woman. Charlie Sims attends Baird, an exclusive New England prep school. Charlie, unlike the majority of his peers, was not born into a wealthy family and attends Baird on scholarship. Charlie accepts a temporary job over Thanksgiving weekend as a caregiver for retired Army Ranger Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade, whom Charlie discovers to be a cantankerous, blind alcoholic. Charlie's first meeting with Slade does not go well. Slade chastises Charlie for disclosing too much about his personal life and loudly orders Charlie out of the guest house on his niece's property. When Charlie tells Slade's niece that he believes he messed up with her uncle, she tells him that he must take the job because he is the only one who applied. Charlie and another student at the preparatory school, George Willis Jr., witness several students planning a prank for the school's headmaster, Mr. Trask. Following the prank, Trask presses Charlie and George to reveal the perpetrators' identities. Trask offers a bribe in the form of a letter of recommendation that would almost certainly guarantee his acceptance to Harvard. Charlie maintains his silence, but appears conflicted. Slade unexpectedly whisks Charlie off to New York City shortly after Charlie arrives at Slade's house, without the knowledge of his niece. Slade has reserved a room at the Waldorf, Astoria, and over dinner at the upscale Oak Club, Slade casually states the trip's objectives, which include enjoying luxurious accommodations in New York before committing suicide. Charlie is taken aback and is unsure whether Slade is serious. The next morning, Charlie awakens to find Slade expertly assembling his Colt service pistol in his bedroom. Charlie is concerned and asks Slade to hand over the pistol. Slade refuses. Charlie requests the bullets, and Slade obliges. They uninvitedly pay a visit to Slade's brother's house for Thanksgiving dinner. Slade is an unwelcome surprise for the family, as he purposefully provokes everyone, and the night ends in squabbles. During this time, the cause of Slade's blindness is also revealed. Randy, one of Slade's relatives, tells the story of how Slade used to juggle grenades while drunk. One grenade got away from him and exploded, blinding him. Slade appears to take Randy's mockery in stride, but when Randy refers to Charlie as Chucky, Slade explodes, grabbing him by the neck and threatening to kill him if he does not apologize to Charlie. Slade and Charlie leave, with Slade saying goodbye to his brother and admitting he's never been a good person. Charlie tells Slade about his problems at school as they return to New York. Slade advises Charlie to inform his classmates and go to Harvard, warning him that George will most likely be pressured into revealing the identities of his friends, but with his influential father also a Baird alumnus. On his side, his punishment will most likely be light. Later, at a restaurant, Slade notices Donna, a young woman who is waiting for her date. Slade, despite being blind, leads Donna in a spectacular tango on the dance floor. That night, he hires a female escort who comes highly recommended by their driver, Manny. While Slade is enjoying his evening with the escort, Charlie calls the ski resort where George and Harry, the student who planned and carried out the prank, are spending the break, and learns from George that Trask has escalated his investigation and that George's father is now involved. Charlie is tenser than ever after receiving the phone call. The next morning, Slade, who is depressed, responds to Charlie's suggestion that they drive a Ferrari. Slade bribes the dealership salesman into letting them take a Mondial model with Charlie driving, despite Charlie's lack of a license. Charlie eventually allows Slade to drive the car, and Slade begins speeding, frightening Charlie and drawing the attention of a police officer, Ron Eldard. Slade appeases the officer without revealing his blindness, and they are ordered to return the car. Slade is more depressed than ever as they leave the Ferrari dealership. Slade deliberately marches out into traffic and collapses on the street as they walk back to the Waldorf. Charlie is able to pick him up, and they continue their journey. Slade gives Charlie a list of errands to run when they return to the hotel. Charlie initially leaves the room, but soon becomes suspicious. Charlie returns to find Slade in his military uniform, preparing to commit suicide with his pistol. Charlie steps in and attempts to take Slade's gun. Slade, on the other hand, easily overpowers him, threatening to shoot Charlie before himself. They get into a heated argument, but when Charlie stands up to Slade, the colonel backs down. Slade has a newfound respect for Charlie's bravery and agrees to return Charlie to Baird. Manny transports the two to Baird. Slade pays Charlie in cash and then touches Charlie's face for the first time, getting a sense of how Charlie looks. He also provides Charlie with any future references he may require and has Manny drive him home. Charlie and George are subjected to a formal investigation at school in front of the student body and the student-faculty disciplinary committee. Slade unexpectedly returns to the school, joining Charlie on the auditorium stage for support as Headmaster Trask completes his interrogation of George. George has already revealed the names of the perpetrators while claiming that his vision was blurry. When pressed for more information, George defers to Charlie. Charlie, despite his struggle with his decision, provides no information, so Trask recommends Charlie's expulsion. Slade loses his cool and launches into a passionate speech defending Charlie and questioning the integrity of a system that rewards spying on classmates. He tells them that Charlie has acted with integrity and that the committee should not expel him because this is what great leaders are made of and he will make them proud in the future. The disciplinary committee decides to put the student's name by George on probation and to give George no recognition or commendation for his testimony. To thunderous applause from the student body, they absolve Charlie of any punishment and allow him no further participation in the investigations. As Charlie walks Slade to his limo, Christine Downes, a female political science teacher who served on the disciplinary committee, approaches him and compliments him on his speech. Charlie tells Mrs. Downes that Slade worked on President Lyndon B. Johnson's staff after noticing a spark between them. As they part ways, Slade and Miss Downes make a romantic suggestion. Charlie drives Slade home, and the two part ways. As Charlie stands by the limo, the colonel walks towards his house and cheerfully greets his niece's young children. Please do leave a comment on what you think about this movie. You can also suggest which movie I should do next. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.